Aloha.
Hey everybody, I am here with Mike Victorino. He is a 2018 candidate for mayor. We're gonna walk story. Thanks for joining us today, Mike.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, can you tell us a little bit about your background? What are your ties to Maui? What makes you want to be mayor?
Well, let's start with my background. I was born and raised my youth in Hilo, Hawaii. But I spent a lot of time here in Maui County. My mother was born and raised in Maui, so I used to spend a lot of time with my maternal grandparents and uncles and aunts here in Maui as a youth. So I've seen Maui change, like a lot of us have, where Paia used to be the biggest town and Wailuku was the center of government and commerce, to now where we have malls and shopping centers and things like that. Not always the best thing about Maui, but that is what it is. So through the years, I went to school at Hilo, went to the University of Hawaii, at that time called Hilo College and Hilo Hawaii Community College. Then moved on to Maui. I opened up Zales Jewelry Store at Ka'akumano Shopping Center in 1973. And was gonna be here for 6 months. And as things changed, boom, I've been here for now 45 years. And that's the way it is. So I've watched Maui change from an agricultural industry based economy to hospitality. And I think some of those changes have been very beneficial for the people, sometimes not. And we can cover that if you have specific questions in that area.
Well, you've been on the council. How long were you a council member?
10 years.
10 years. What did you learn from that experience working for the community, serving the community?
3 things. First of all, look at the big picture. There's a lot to be looked at. There's impacts that you have to understand, and when you do something in one community, it has an impact in another community. When you're looking at the overall good of the people, that's something that has to be paramount and first and foremost in your mind. Most importantly, something I learned is to collaborate, to work with different groups, different entities, to make sure that whatever we produce benefits the people of Maui County. And so, if anything I have a real good understanding is working with business, citizenry, nonprofits, the public sector, state and federal governments, to make sure that we can maximize whatever dollars are available to do whatever we need to do in Maui County. And it's very, very important to understand that we're an island, we are very self-reliant, but yet we have outside forces that help us, and we must continue to support and to bring in whatever support we can get to make Maui no go away.
All right, so I mean, a big part of being the mayor would be making political appointments, appointing people to positions. When you're choosing people for jobs, what are the qualities that you look for?
There are a number of things I look for. Their professionalism, their experience, their educational backgrounds. But one of the most important issues I look for is their people skills, their peopleship. How are they interacting with the consumer, which is our constituency, with other department heads or with other employees? It's very, very important that people skills, peopleship is so valuable. A good manager knows how to deal with people, and that's your basic responsibility, to deal, to work with, to solve whatever challenges your department or your people have under you.
Yeah. So what do you think would be, you said you've been campaigning for about a year now. What would be the 3 main concerns that you would address as mayor?
Housing would be number 1. Obviously, that has been the biggest challenge Maui people are having right now. Our working people cannot afford rentals, cannot afford to buy, so we have to really look at the whole enforcement part of our code, and as well as building new units so our people can continue, especially our working people, can continue to live here, work here, and raise their families here. Secondly, the infrastructure. We have an aging infrastructure problem. Wailuku town, many of the sewer lines, water lines are 40 and 50 years old. And so it's very important that we upgrade as soon as possible these systems so that we won't be like Oahu with water main breaks and sewer spills. These are things that we want to avoid. Even Kahului, the first increment of Kahului is now 70 years old. It was built back in the early 60s. And so it's very important that we continue to work hard to make sure that these systems are upgraded and prevent any environmental damage. to our AINA.
So you're running against two other former council members, or council members now, Don Guzman, Ellie Cochran. What do you think sets you apart from them? What do you think makes you the best candidate for mayor?
I believe, for me, what sets me apart from my opponents is my administrative, business, as well as my years of experience in this community in all sectors, such as the nonprofits, such as the private sector. I have worked both with the state and county, as well as the federal governments, agencies. So these are areas that I have ties to, I have the ability to collaborate with, and more importantly, to know how to navigate through the system to make sure we maximize, as I said earlier, the dollars we can bring in to Maui County.
All right, well, thank you for walking story with us today, Mike. Don't forget to vote. August 11th in the primary, November 6th in the general
Thank you,
election.
Alex.
Thanks for joining us.
Okay, Axel, excuse me. I apologize. Thank you.